Hey FDM Kickstart, how's it going? How's life been for you guys? Good, I hope. This week's topic 22, best and worst things about being trans. The other guys on this channel have brought up really good points and they've kind of covered a lot, so I kind of did this on Trans Youth channel, and so I don't want to repeat. We need new information. What's going on? There's so many. Oh, there it is. Ooh, look at this. Jeez. Did you know squirrels made that sound? I didn't know they made that sound. That's crazy. Look, my sister's cat. Goodness. This guy's like, what was that about? Jeffrey, go back on your meds. This behavior's gotta stop. These guys are like, well, that was interesting. Got a little menagerie going on in the backyard here. Worst part for me was when I was pre-everything. And that's kind of, I think that's fairly obvious, but right now I don't really have a worst part about being trans. Like, there's nothing so bad about it besides what I've already talked about in relationships. Like, I'm not really feeling comfortable with my body in a way that I could just go out and flirt and meet girls and have a good time. Like, I can't do that. And then tying in with that is sort of not really understanding why I feel this way. And so sometimes if I think about it, it just seems really weird. So I have such amazing people in my life that it's only really my own struggle with myself and with my body that could be considered a negative thing, but I don't want to think of it as a negative thing. I want to embrace it as how I negotiate my life, and always working on understanding myself and just learning new stuff and listening to other people talk and seeing how that relates to how I feel and how I identify, and it's very interesting to me. So, considering all that, the only negative, like worst part, was before I got to this point. So when I was so uncomfortable with my body that I couldn't negotiate anything to make me feel better. There was nothing that could make me feel better except surgery and except starting hormones. And that is the worst part about being trans, I think. Before you get those things, it's awful. You're just so uncomfortable in your body all the time, and then you have to deal with this system that its aim is half to protect you from making a decision that you're not ready for or that's not right for you, but you think it is. Like, half of it is good, but the other half is the professional community covering their own ass because of things that have happened in the past, and that's really unfortunate and that's a bit frustrating. So trying to deal with that system that if you find someone good, they have your interest at heart, but there's so many people who are just covering their own butts, and they make it so much harder for you to get through the system because of it. Or sometimes you have professionals whose belief is to try and cure you and allowing you to transition as sort of a last resort. It's horrible, like, that's not right. So that's the worst, and I don't want to talk too much more about it, because what else can you say? That's just is, like, it sucks. Having to deal with that body and having to deal with how you feel with those hormones pumping through your body every day, every hour, every minute, second. It's just wrong. And so to kind of it gets better campaign it up, riding through that shitstorm and coming out and getting the surgery and getting the hormones better. It is so much better. So that's the worst part, getting through pre-everything stage, which is a long time. You know, you have to live your entire life up to a point feeling uncomfortable with your body, and then things get better. Now for the best part, there are so many good parts about being trans. Jumping out of the worst part into the best part, being comfortable with your body is obviously amazing. Like, it just changes your outlook on life. The best part for me it is cold and I'm so comfortable right now. That is the best. To be uncomfortably comfortable. To be able to be uncomfortable because you're so comfortable with your body. Being able to, like, walk down the street during the summer without your shirt on, and you want to get a McFlurry and you can't go in without your shirt on. Amazing. Because you could never do that before. You could never stop and be like, oh man, okay, I gotta put my shirt back on to get a McFlurry. So before you would have been like, oh man, gotta put some more deodorant on because I'm sweating so much under this, 3 layers of clothing during the summer because I'm trying to hide. Yep. Being trans is great because you get to have cats. The best part about being trans is the people who are your friends, who know and who don't care, and the cats who still love you even if you're trans. Doesn't bother them, right? It's just being able to be yourself in such an extreme way, to really defy social stipulations on how people can express their individuality, i.e. through their clothes and through their hairstyle. You really have to fit in to mainstream boxes in order to be accepted. But trans people don't fit in. We kind of appropriate fashion and hair and use it to display certain ideas about gender that we feel strongly about, and I think that's great. We have to be so strong to be ourselves, and that so many people can do that, and that we have this community to help other people do that. That's great. It's pretty swell being a trans guy. I don't mind it. I think it's really weird. But I try to embrace what I have because of it and who I am because of it. So, that's this week. I will talk to you guys next Friday. It'll be good. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Happy Halloween. What are you guys going for as Halloween? What are you guys going as for Halloween? That's the one. I'm going as my Uncle Frank, the volunteer firefighter in Quebec. Okay guys, see you next week.